Alright guys, so we are in the Gas 109's map, and you're probably wondering why we're in the Gas 109's map. Well, we're in the Gas 109's map because my rig is a little bit incomplete, just meaning that not everything is done in it, so mainly the props. But anyways, we're just going to be using the Gas Zone Wars map for seeing how many blocks apart the pillars are, and then we're going to use the rig hide and seek map to just go and do the full rig tour. So without further ado, why don't we get started with this? So you're going to want to start by this pillar that says SpillX here, and it has the white building right above this pillar, as you can see where I am right now. And then you're just going to want to make a floor right here, and you're going to make an edit of this corner piece right here. So this corner is where you're going to want to make the edit. That's going to be our marking. And once you've made that, you're just going to want to build all the way over to your next pillar. And then as you're doing that, you're going to want to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically what you could say is from this pillar to this pillar, it's 9 blocks apart. And if you need to go and double check, you can obviously go and recount from your edit all the way to the other side where your other edit is. So basically just count from each edit to edit, line it up like this, and you should be fine. If they're 9 apart like this and they line up with the edit here and then edit lining up over there 9 blocks apart, then you're good. And then it's actually also going to be the same thing for the other side there. So from this pillar all the way to that pillar over there, that far one back there, you see that very far back one, that's also 9 apart. And if you can do the same trick here, we can the edit to see how far apart they are. And then if you come over to the back of this next one over here, the one that's closest to the helipad, you're going to notice that we actually have, this one leads to the middle one. And the middle one here, from this pillar here to that middle pillar, is just going to be 4 blocks apart, but you can also just measure that out by doing your same edit, and that's 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, and 4 block. Make your edit, and the reason why you would mainly want to do the edit is so that you make sure that they are lining up just perfectly like this. If the edits don't line up, then that means that one of them might be pushed forward or pushed back a little bit depending on where you placed it. So but yeah, so basically from here to this middle one, it's 4 blocks apart, and from this all the way down to there, it's 10 blocks apart. So this entire thing should be 10 blocks apart, but from each block it's 4. So then you go down, and then here you could do 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, it's also 4 blocks from this middle one all the way to that end one over there, but basically 10 blocks in total. And that goes for the same for the other side as well. So 10 blocks from here all the way down to there, and 4 blocks, well actually that one's a little bit different, so we'll go and review that. But basically 10 blocks from here to there as well, and then 10 blocks from this pillar all the way to that pillar over there, and then 4 blocks from this pillar here, the beginning pillar, to the middle pillar, and then same thing from the middle pillar down there and back. So yeah. Alright, and then this pillar is actually a little bit trickier than the last one, so it's not as just like simple as, okay, that's just that many blocks apart. This one you actually have to do some measuring so you know where this needs to go. So from this pillar here, you're going to want to make your way back, or you make your way right here to the SpillX one, where it says SpillX, and then there's the white building on top, is what I meant to say. And then you can basically just put your floor here, make an edit at the corner, and that's going to be our measuring where it needs to go on the other side. And you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if edits are going to line up like this. So basically think of it, so this is the corner right here, guys. Let me just break this to give you guys a better understanding. So this is the corner right here, right? And basically this corner is going to line up with this right after that corner. So that edit is the corner, and then this corner is going to line up right over there with that next half, basically at the beginning of the wall, right? And then you can also put it like this. This edit is lining up right here, right at the start of the wall where the stairs would start, okay? So basically you can just get a view from right here. Your edit needs to be lining up with this corner over here, and then you can also look at it. That corner should just be sticking out once you have it. If it's not, then you have something wrong with your lineup. So yeah, that's how these line up. That's how you can measure where these need to go. I hope that is useful for you guys. Alright, and then if you make your way over here, it's basically just going to be the same thing if we go over here. You're just going to take this corner right here, and you're going to make an edit, and then you're going to build blocks all the way here. And then that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks apart, as you can see. And then just take your edit, and then you're going to line it up to the point where it needs to go. So again, this corner here on this one, this very back one here, which this is the one that's on this side right here, as you can see. So basically this back one here, and then that's this corner here of this back one. So from this point of view, it's going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks apart, obviously, and then it's going to line up right here at the beginning of this wall. So basically the beginning half of this wall is where it's going to line up with. So that corner is lining up with this right here, and if it's not lining up like this, then you know that you have made a mistake. So yeah, that is basically all the spacing between the pillars down. If you need to rewatch to, look for key detail and what I said, then go ahead and take a rewatch. But I think I've covered everything pretty well. And then now let's go ahead and get into the prop tour. Alright, and now we're inside of the Gas19's hide and seek version of his rig map. And in this map, we're just going to be touring the entire rig, and I'm just going to be showing you guys, where the props need to go and stuff, and telling you about, all the pillars, etc. in the entire rig, basically. So we're just going to be touring this entire place, and let's get started. So we're at this pillar right here. This is the SpillX pillar, and I'll just give you a view of what it looks like from here. But that building up there is actually just going to be a prefab. That white building, that's going to be a prefab that goes like that. And yeah, so I'm just going to start off with this pillar, the pillar of the white building, you could call it. And then here's an inside view of what this all looks like. So here's the side, then we have the back. Alright, and then here is the floor design. And then one last look around the walls here. Alright, and then here's your stair design and layout. Alright, now I'm going to go up the stairs. You have a little light right there. And then here is what it looks like from the side view. So just like that. And that's going to be right above this back wall right here. So yeah. Alright. And then once you go up here, you'll have this area right here. And then as you guys can see, white floor. This, I don't really need to explain everything, but and then basically just remember this staircase right here, guys. It's always going to be this by wall, so just match it with whatever we walk by if it's facing the way of the staircase. So like this wall right here is a quad, and then this is the by, so then you would put that there. So yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna go into each pillar, and then we'll come back up here and we'll start going through everything else. So yeah. But that is the first pillar down for you guys, and now we're gonna go just across the way to this other pillar down here, and this is the pillar that's down by the helipad. So we're just gonna swim directly across from the SpillX one that has SpillX on the side, and we're gonna go all the way across here just like this. And then if you need to know how many apart this is, go and watch the other part of the video if you didn't, which you did. So yeah. And then now here is this pillar. So I'll just give an outside view of this entire thing. So here that is. And I'll just get a little bit of a water view. So here we go. And then make sure you just put these in between every single pillar like this, so these little pipes here. And then here is a design of the underground, well, the pipes that are under the rig. So I'll just give you guys a quick design overview of those. So basically, this is what the pipes are going to look like on the rig. I know this is kind of a hard view of it, but like, yeah. Rough view. And then let's get our way over here. And then here is this design area of the pipes. So here are all the connections and designs of the pipes. So now we have that for you guys. Alright, now let's make our way back over to the pillar. We were just touring, so let's go ahead and get back over there. So inside this pillar, we have same floors majority, just a little bit of a different layout. So yeah, it's basically the same thing with different walls and a little bit of a different layout. So here we have this here, then we have this, then we have this side, and then this other side right here. Alright, again, we have our north side here, then this side, side. I'm not gonna say south, east, west, but yeah, you guys get the point. Alright, and then here's the stair design. So let's go up there. And then here for this staircase, you have this material right here. So you have the quad. Well, obviously it's metal, but like, you know what I'm saying, the design. And then you have this right here, which is actually double-sided. And that's going to go right here, but we'll get into that later. So this area over here is actually a prefab. So this entire area, we're not going to tour because this is a prefab. So we're just going to go ahead and make our way back down here. Yeah, and that's basically just a recap of everything that's going to need to go here. You're only going to need to build this part right here, I believe. But the rest of this is all prefab, so there's no need to worry about that. So let's go ahead and go back down. And then that's the design of this pillar. So now let's go ahead and move on to our next pillar. And we're going to move on to this middle pillar here. And then we're going to kind of make like a loop around. So we'll hit this pillar, then we'll go around back there. Then we'll go down to that pillar, then we'll hit this pillar. And then we'll probably go back in through that pillar and start tubing the entire rig. Alright, so basically, let's go into our middle pillar now. So your middle pillar is... okay. Your middle pillar is not going to have a stair up. It's just going to basically look like this. And this pillar is actually the vault pillar. And you can only access it from going to the top over up there. So we cannot get in from the bottom. But yeah, this is an overview of what it looks like on the outside. Just like this. And then, since we can't go in that quite yet, we're going to make our way over here to this pillar. And this pillar is looking like this here. So basically the same design on the outside for the most part. And then again, we'll go ahead and we'll tour this all. And let's go ahead and get inside of this pillar. So in this pillar, we have this design for the wall of the door. Then just to the right, we have this wall right here. And then we have this wall here, and then the back wall, well, that's the back wall, but the stairs right here, just like that. So, again, there's an overview of what everything looks like, and then your floors, stairs. I mean, I really don't need to say every single thing here, but yeah. And then this leads up into this area, which this area you actually do have to build custom. So this would be an area that I will go ahead and tour later, but we're going to cover all the pillars first. That's what I meant to say. So yeah. Alright. So let's go ahead and go out here. And then we're going to basically go ahead and we're going to move on to this pillar over here. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to swim over to this pillar down here. Alright, and this pillar has the stairs facing this way, which is, yeah. So, to get an idea of how this pillar is facing, just look at it like this. And then, basically, you'll have this facing like this here. It's basically the back area facing this way. It's facing like this. So we have that there, and then the stairs are right here. So yeah. Alright. And here's just an overview so you guys can get an idea of the layout. Just to get an idea of how everything is looking. So yeah, then we're going to go up here. Again, pretty much same design layout as before. And yeah, so basically this is in here we have, you know, the area. I'm kidding. So yeah, okay. Anyways, we have this pillar over here. And then this is, you know, floor layout, the floor design. We have this wall right here. Then we have this wall right here, and then this wall right here, just like this. And then you have your stairs leading up here. And then you have these walls that go right here for the pillar. And then just like this. So you have all this here. And this is actually, the rest of this building is actually just a prefab, so you guys will not need to build anything with this building. This is a prefab, and we'll go around and, you know, check out obviously everything towards, you know, as we get through all these pillars, but this is just an overview of this pillar here. And yeah, so this pillar is going to be right here on this edge of the rig. So basically we've covered right here, we've done over here, we've done this middle pillar, and we've done that pillar, and now we're on to this pillar over here, and basically we're just going to move along, and we're going to go down to this pillar right here, and that's going to make our way back around. So yeah, there's this pillar done, and now we're going to move on to this very last awkward pillar, you could say. And this pillar is definitely the most awkward, so yeah, that's why I called it the awkward pillar. And this pillar is facing right here, just like this. And just like here, this is how it's facing. After everything, guys, I'm gonna do a flying view around, like a 360 around the rig, so you guys can get a good idea of how everything is facing, you know, as far as the pillars go, and, you know, how the rig faces, instead of, you know, giving specific little areas that might be confusing if you don't get a big overview. So yeah, I'm gonna do that towards the end of the video once we tour everything on the rig. Alright, so then you're just gonna make your way up here, and this is the last pillar that we're going to review, and then we're gonna head back over there and we're gonna tour the entire rig basically. Alright, so here, this pillar, you have this side of the door, this side of the, then we have the back wall, and then this side here. Vent there. And then this is an area that we need to build, as it's not already in a prefab, so we're going to need to build this area. And we're going to move on to this later. So now we're going to make our way back over to this first pillar. And we're going to go upstairs, and we're just going to go off from there, and we're going to tour the entire rig. So yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to skip this since we already toured all this. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start off by going here. So yeah, guys. There's this area. Then you have this area right here. And then this is all custom built all the way until the point that I show you guys in a sec. So just make sure that you're including all of this in your build. It's not a prefab, so yeah. It's basically the point, it's not a prefab. Alright, and then you have this area over here, and this is just a little walkway over to the next section of the rig. Yeah, so basically you have this here. And then these are double-sided blue walls, so yeah, you can find those in the rig gallery. And then there's a trick that I did in my tutorial about this, where you just basically take this wall and you resize the depth on it a little bit, and then you get another wall, resize it all the way down and place it together, and then you have the depth of a regular wall, and it's blue on both sides, just like in the rig. So yeah, here's the overview of this spot here. This spot isn't too crazy, so I think I'm just gonna kind of quickly run through this. And then, yeah, you have that leading out there, so just like that. And then this entire thing here, so like basically all the way down to like that window right here, this is all a prefab, so we're not going to tour this, but I'm just going to go ahead and kind of run through it so we can get on top. Or, yeah, actually, no. Yeah, so that's basically starting by this door is the prefab, so just like that. And guys, note with the prefab, I highly, highly recommend when you're making your rig, you need to make a backup when you're placing the prefabs, because if you don't, then it's going to be a pain in the heck trying to place these down, because the prefabs do not place right at all. I'm just going to give you a heads up, so make a backup. You're going to have to experiment with this a little bit, but in my tutorial video, I actually messed around and experimented for a while. I believe this is in the rig part 1. I don't remember it, guys. I'm sorry. But if you go ahead and look through, you'll be able to find where I placed this prefab. And you can go ahead and take a look at that. So yeah, just to see how it's placed. And let's just make our way back through here. And then we're going to go out here and tour this part now. And this is actually going to be taking us up to the main deck. So yeah. This part here is going to be taking us to the main deck. But one thing I want to note is these stairs actually lead up to a prefab. So this entire thing right here is all the prefabs. So all of this, like, you know, rig, dining stuff in living quarters, this is all prefab here. So yeah, this is all just a prefab, guys. Alright, anyways, no need to say on that. You just figure out how to place the prefab and line it up correctly. I'll do an overview of, you know, the entire rig so you guys can get a good idea, like the flying view. So here's this little tunnel that leads out to the main deck. And then here's basically just the walls that are needed for this area, not too hard. And then that leads out here to this area where you have this here. And this is a dark earth floor, just keep in mind. Under here. Pipes that lead out here. And then all these are just archways here all the way around there. It's just like that. Alright, and then here is like the main deck. You could call it like the lower main deck. And this main deck has a few things on it that we need to go ahead and tour. This building right here is a prefab, so we don't need to go and tour that. But I am just going to give you guys a look around at the main deck here, just for props and stuff. This building is also a prefab right here, and it starts, you don't have to build any of this here because it's in the prefab. Not these railings, obviously, but this entire area right here is in the prefab, so yeah. Alright. But yeah, you guys will basically figure out what's a prefab and what's not, obviously. So this building right here is not a prefab, but that yellow one is a prefab. So you guys are just gonna have to just place a prefab down, but for this, you're gonna need to build. So basically, I'm just gonna give a tour of the main deck here. And so the main deck, for the parts that you cannot tell of, you know, how many blocks apart there is. So obviously this is 3, but 2 blocks apart from here to here. So basically from this building to this building, it's 2 blocks apart. Same thing from here. This block right here, all the way to the wall, that's 2 blocks, so 1, 2. And then, yeah, so all the way around basically. So you guys can get an idea of how this is all laid out. Again, I'll do a flying overview so you guys can see. But yeah. So, that's the prefab like I said. And then over here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then down here, you start going into the single blocks, and then that's a corner. Then you have here, this here, and then that there. And then stairs that lead up here onto this deck here. And you have your corner piece, blank piece, blank piece. Blah, blah, you guys get the point here. Then this deck just leads all the way around here. And then back around there, which we'll go into later. But first we're going to start off with this building right here. So this building actually has this upper layer and then the lower layer. And again, there's still white walls on the outside. And that goes right here just like this. And then here is an overview of what the rooftop looks like. So basically props from the roof and what the roof is. And yeah, so here's this area. It's not too crazy. Just very simple. No like heavy duty prop placing or anything. And then this is stairs down to that area that we didn't check out before. But yeah, so basically this is the area right under this building, and that leads out right over here. And then you have this area that leads out over here back to that main deck that we were talking about. And here is the interior. So you have this here. Make sure you put the wires on top. Alright, so here we have this now. And then make sure that you place the buy here and on the other side the correct piece. So for here it's that, and then you have this on the other side. Let's just give an overview of this back wall here. Then we'll go back here. And there's a vent here that leads down into that pillar. So yeah, pretty simple there, not too hard. And this stair obviously just leads back up to that area that we were just in. So yeah, pretty simple there. That's all toured now. So basically, if you need to pause for props, you're more than welcome to, because I'm just kind of, you know, skimming through things, not trying to like analyze every single piece, you know, of the rig. But yeah, so here's just an overview of what this entire area is going to look like. And again, I'll do like a flying session through and stuff at the end. But yeah, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 main regular blocks, and then make sure you cut this out for this thing. And then you have your corner 1, 2, 3 here, just like this. And then this leads into the prefab, and then this stair right here, which leads down to the pillar. So this building is all a prefab right here. And then we have stairs that lead up here. And then this is another deck up here. So you have this entire area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which this is actually a prefab. So yeah, just figure out you know, where the prefab starts, and then go based upon this right here. So I think the prefab ends after this block, this right here. So I think from this entire area over here is all the prefab. So yeah, you won't really need to worry about this, but this stuff down here is not. So you're gonna need to add that in, which we just toured. And yeah, I'm not gonna really go over that because that is the prefab. So that's just, you know, the deck. But over here is not a prefab. So this is on the other main deck here, and then that's, you're basically just gonna go ahead and fill all of this in here, according as on screen. 1, 2, and then that's just gonna connect it with this. This is part of the prefab, and you're basically just gonna connect it out here with this. So just like this, you have a little oil spill there, light. And then this is the container deck, which we'll tour in a second. Then you have this. And that leads all the way back around there, which we'll tour in a sec. So yeah, we have all this here. This is like the container deck, if you want to call it that. And I'm actually just going to go on top of here, so I can get a good view of, you know, overview of it. But yeah, so here are the containers. And they're kind of lined up. But yeah, so not too crazy, but just give you guys an overview of what the containers look like. Have this container, you know, we have that. Alright. So yeah, not too crazy, but yeah. So then that's basically just the container yard. And then you have all of this back here that leads from this back area all the way around here. And then here, you're going to want to pay attention to this, guys, because this is the pathway over to the second area of the rig. So, like, that area across. And then, basically, this is just going to go from, like, okay, so basically, this is kind of hard. So, basically, from this standpoint right here, from this thing right here. So, just go from this thing. So, 1, 2, 3 regular blocks, right? So, 3 regular blocks from this white wall right here. So, 1, 2, 3, and then you have your corner piece, and then you have another corner piece, and then you have another corner piece. So basically 1, 2, 3 corner pieces like this. So 1, 2, and then 3 down there. And then if you're wondering the width of it, you can basically just go ahead and judge that based upon this. So you can go, okay, so that's 1 regular block, right, on a diamond shape, 1 regular block. So basically it's 2 regular blocks, you know, wide, with the edge pieces on the end. So yeah, 2 regular diamond, you know, face blocks wide. So yeah, that's how you're gonna know how to place this. This is tricky, but yeah, just make sure that you're placing it just like this, and you'll be fine. So basically, think of it like this: if you can, fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cones just like this, and they're not hanging over, and you can fit 5 cones. If they're not out like this, then if you can fit 5 cones just like this, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, then you're good. All right, just think of it like that, guys. That's for the best way that I can really give you a way to measure this, because it's pretty tricky. And then this entire building is actually a prefab, but the sides, the side deck isn't. So I'm just gonna give a quick run through of that. So you have this here, this down here, you have this here, and then you also have this back here. It's really not that hard to place, so I'm not really gonna count, but you guys can see depending on how far apart these railings are, how many blocks it is apart. So yeah. Alright, that was just a quick run through of that. Alright, and as you guys can see, it's basically 1, 2, 3 blocks going that way, and then for this side it's 1, 2, 3 as well. So yeah, that's how you're gonna know the length of it. So 1, 2, 3 of these long. So yeah, that fit the triangular piece obviously. So yeah. Alright guys, so that is now covered. So this entire area is now covered, and now we're just gonna basically tour this little area over here. So this area of the rig is just another little area, blank yard basically, and then this area has from right here, from this little spot right here, from this corner, from this edge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then you have your corner piece here, which leads back around here. This is a prefab right here, so we're not going to tour that, obviously, like I said earlier. This is basically an overview of what this looks like. So yeah, then you have wrapped around here, just like this. It's really not that complicated to do. And then, like I said, that just leads all the way down to that area over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so basically just connect it with all the other striped lines that are there, guys. And you're gonna get this entire sequence going here. And it shouldn't be that hard to figure out where, all the lines need to go. Then you have this area right here. This is pretty simple. Just a few canisters of oil, and then that's all part of the prefab as well. So yeah, this is basically just another area. Here, all good. And then you have this little yard over here. So you have this area. And this area is pretty simple to build. It's basically just the area right outside of this prefab, and you're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, obviously matching the door, and then you're just gonna make this little box around it like this, and then obviously the pathway would continue down here, back over here, just like that. And then this is a stairway down to the deck that we were out on earlier. And yeah, so then you're gonna place these 2 big Spilex props there. And so yeah, now we're just gonna go ahead and walk over here. And basically, this is just this is where the helipad is. So basically, take it from where this white wall is here. You can go 1, 2 blocks, and then right here on this right side of the 3rd block is where the stairs are gonna go. So like right side of the 3rd block. And then basically the stairs are gonna go there, and then you're gonna place the wall one behind this one in front of the stairs. Excuse me. So yeah, one in front of the stairs, just like this. And then you're just gonna have this white yellow leading out here up to this stairway, which we'll go into in a second. Then here is the helipad. So this is what the helipad looks like. You can use the blue force from the rig gallery. There actually is supposed to be one of those railing ones there. I'm talking about, like, it has the railing here. And that is actually that is not on this one right here, but is on this one over here. So yeah. But yeah, so here is this area, and let's go back up on the helipad so you guys can get an idea. So here is the helipad, pretty simple, straightforward. Yeah, and then it has, oh wait, no, my bad. This other side also has a railing, it just doesn't have this on it because of stairs. But yeah, so it has this. This is actually right here on the rig helipad as well. So you have like, this will go right here. So yeah, here's the helipad, pretty straightforward, not too hard. And then we're just gonna get a very quick tour of this little stair here. So, all of this will already be in the prefab besides this little area here. And then if you go up here, this little area will not be here. So yeah, basically just going up here on the side of the prefab. And then you have this little area. And then this white box is not in the prefab, so you're just gonna have to make an extension. And then this is where this crane is gonna go. So you're just gonna place that crane there, and then it leads all the way back down here. So yeah, basically that's how that goes. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tour this like down area over here. Since we basically covered mostly the entire rig, we've walked around the entire surface and we went over everything that needs to be gone over with. And we've toured everything, so now we're gonna go down here, and this is just a little compartment right here, you know, in the middle of this, you know, deck. So you're gonna go down here, and just some props. Then you have this area over here with these walls, and then this area is really easy to build. It doesn't lead to any secret compartment. Basically, all you have to do is just make this little underground area that leads back in, not really, it's not underground, but it's under, you know, the main deck of the rig. It leads back into this room, and then this entire thing here is just prefab, so we don't need to review that too much. But yeah, so this here is the prefab. But yeah, so here is just this entire area, and then overview of the pipe little setup here, just like that. And then over there is that other deck that we were on earlier. So yeah, here is this area, and then that leads into the prefab. And then this just leads up to the stair. This is part of the prefab. This stair right here, but this stair isn't, so you're going to want to add that in here. Just like this. Alright, and then in here, there's actually a part that isn't a prefab. So if you go all the way back to the back here, this part is not a prefab past this door. So you're going to want to make sure that you build this and include this in your rig. So basically, here is where it starts off, and we're going to go this way first, and we're going to make our way back around here. So yeah, here we have this little area, and here's what it looks like. So yeah, you'll know where to go from the prefab here once you spawn it in correctly. And again, guys, with all the prefabs, just make sure that you make a backup before, because it can be a pain in the A to go ahead and delete everything once you mess up, because the prefabs are tricky to place, guys. They are tricky to place, alright? I'm just gonna say that. So yeah, then you have in here this little area here, and if you walk down here, you have the same floor all the way down here, and then make sure that you have the wires starting right there, and then that's just gonna go wrap around back here to this area right here. And this area actually leads to a back pillar. So this area leads to over there, over by that pillar that we haven't reviewed yet. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and take a quick tour of that. And this is the blue double-sided wall. It's facing the outside. So then we have this here. And this is that pillar that we went up before, but we didn't get to tour. Here's the outside view of the pipes. So here we go with that. And then here is this area. Pretty straightforward. And then we have this area over here. Make sure you start the pipes there again above the wires. Why do I say pipes? And then we have this here. Pretty straightforward. Alright, then we have this window, obviously. Then this here. And this leads down to the pillar that we already toured, so not too much with that. Then we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, so here is this entire area here, just pretty simple. And then you have this here, which leads up to that container area. And this is just that little white building here, so pretty straightforward. And then down here is just a little extra compartment for, working and stuff. So this is just another passageway between, each rig pillar, sorry. And here we have this here, so pretty straightforward. And then here's this little workroom. It's nothing special, really. And then down here we have this area, which this is actually the vault area. So this is that middle one with the vault. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna basically, we're gonna tour that. So this is the one that didn't have the stair before, so we could not tour this. So we're just gonna go ahead and tour this. So here is this area over here, and this is the inside of this pillar, guys. Remember that pillar that we couldn't enter before? So this is basically the interior of it. So let me just go ahead and make a little tour around here, and then there's a little pipe entrance there. And then this goes into that prefab from before. So this is basically just prefab, guys. And then, yeah, so there you go. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go downstairs. And this is actually the downstairs that leads into the vault. So here's a little tour of the walls that are supposed to go here. And remember, all the outside walls are blue for this pillar. So yeah. Then we have this here. Make sure you pay attention to the sides for, what walls need to go on the other side here. Then we have this area here. All the way down here. Then we have this vault, just like that. And then it leads down here into the rig vault. So this is what the rig vault looks like, aside from the chests, obviously. So yeah, pretty simple. And then you could basically just overlay the vault walls with, this wall right here. And then basically just choose a random blue wall to overlay it with on the outside, from this, because that's just going to be facing the outside. Alright. So that is basically a full overview of that pillar. And we're almost done with this, actually, guys. So we're just going to go make our way back around here. And yeah, so this is basically that area. So we went through here. Now we're going to go through this area over here. We already toured all of that. And now we're just going to go down here into this area. And this actually leads out into the prefab. So yeah, no need to really review that. That just leads out into the prefab. So yeah. There you have it, guys. Now I'm just going to make my way back up to the main floor of the rig. And I am pretty sure that we covered everything. I think we covered everything on the rig, guys. I'm pretty sure we covered everything on the rig. I'm just going to go ahead and make a quick look through to make sure that I didn't forget anything. And if I forgot anything, I'll obviously go and say something. Oh, wait. Guys, I just realized I forgot one thing. So basically, I'm just going to do a quick overview on foot of, the layout over here, just to give you guys what it looks like. And then I'm going to give like a little swim under here quick of the entire under area of the rig. So basically what this all looks like. So we covered all of this here, guys. So we covered everything, all the underground, all this stuff here. We covered all of that. Alright, now we're just going to make our way back over here. Before I give a fly overview of the rig, I'm just going to make my way back over here into this area, and this area is just basically the pillars for this, extended out area that we've already reviewed. So yeah, here is the little outside view of this. Again, I'm gonna do a fly overview. So yeah, but yeah, guys, that is it for the rig tour on foot. We basically covered everything that we needed to in the rig. We did not tour inside some of the buildings, guys, and that's because a lot of the buildings are already prefabs, and most of the stuff that you needed to build in the rig are, obviously the main layout, and then the pillars, and then the other areas that, take you from place to place around the rig. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you guys a full fly overview of the rig, and yeah. Alright guys, so we are back in the Gas 109's map, and I cannot respawn unfortunately, so this is really the best I could give you of an overview of the rig. So let me just go ahead and build up here. I am trying to give you guys the best quality of this as I can. So yeah, here is an entire overview of what the rig looks like here. Here is an overview. Full overview of the rig. Hold on, let me just shoot that out so you guys can see better. So yeah guys, there's an overview of the entire rig here. And then if we go down here, we just can get a little bit of an overview of this under area as well. So yeah, here's the entire under area overview guys. So yeah. Let's just give this a little bit of an overview as well. So here, and remember these are all basically just like that. And then yeah, so you guys get the idea of how this is all supposed to go. Here, not going to really say too much because I think you guys understand pretty much how this is going to look. So yeah. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up today's video. So if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to give this video a like, and if it helped you, subscribe to my channel. And if it just gave you nostalgic memories of the rig, then that's great too. But yeah, even if you're not looking to build it, I hope this really helped you out, guys, and gave you a really good idea of how the rig looks and how to build it. Since you know the rig tour that's already there doesn't really give a full, clear overview of what actually the rig is supposed to look like. So I hope this really helped you guys out. I enjoyed making this, and I have some future cool creative and VR content coming out that I think you guys will probably like. And it's kind of going to be a new phase of my channel. So I know this was a long time coming. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video. And yeah, that's all guys. Peace out.